What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So this morning, I'm chilling out, and my little cousin, he sends me this clip, and it's a clip of Cameron on the It Is What It Is show, and Cam is discussing, Jay-Z performing at Tom Brady's event versus not being present at any of the events that were celebrating 50 years of hip hop, right? Because Antonio Brown called Jay-Z out for this. And so Cam basically put it like this. He feels like Jigga is not in love with hip hop the way that a Nas is, right? Like Jigga love hip hop, but he's not in love with it. It's a difference between loving something and being in love with it. You know what I mean? And I agree with that sentiment. Um, I'm one of the biggest Jay-Z fans you could find. Like, especially in my age demographic, I'm 31 years old. I'm probably one of the biggest Jay-Z fans you can find in my age group, right? With that being said, I've always, well, in the last few years, I've seen, I've recognized that Jigga is a huge capitalist. That's what he is. Yes, he's my favorite rapper. He's a dope MC, dope lyricist, but he's a capitalist, right? And I think Jigga is more into making money and more into opportunities to expand his brand more than just like being at hip hop events with his contemporaries, with the elder statesmen of hip hop. I don't think Jigga really. I don't think he. For example, when Will Smith sees Grandmaster Caz, he lights up like a kid under a Christmas tree. Seriously, right? Cameron made the point that when Nas met Slick Rick, Nas turned into a child. Like he was giddy, ready to jump up and down and just go crazy. And it always did seem like Nas was more into hip hop and more into being around his fellow hip hoppers more than Jigga was. It always seemed to be that case. Jigga liked to be around like where the money is more than just being around hip hop and the essence of hip hop, if that makes any sense. And yeah, it always felt like that. Even the way I mentioned it in my other video when I discussed Antonio Brown's comments, Jigga will be seen more at the Grammys than he ever probably would be seen at an event celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And he'll go to the Grammys and talk about how the Grammys don't include black folks like that, how they need to do a better job. And people will salute him for calling out the Grammys. But brother, why do you keep going to the Grammys if you feel like the Grammys is steadily slighting hip hop and black artists? Why are you there all the time? And you won't come to the BET Awards at all. You won't be amongst your people. And I heard other people like, man, do y'all see how people be dressing at the BET Awards? Do y'all see the ghetto people there? I wouldn't want to be caught there. I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to bring Beyonce and her elegance there. Man, cut it out, bro. You can still be elegant and still be amongst your people because they your people. Right? I can have a suit and tie on and still come to the block in Chicago, Illinois, where I'm from, because they're my people. Right? I don't gotta look down on them because they ain't dressing how I'm dressing and they act a little differently. We know people in the hood are raised differently. People, we all can be in the hood and all of us can be raised in a different manner. You know what I mean? I came from a single mother household, but my dad been in my life since day one. I always was with my dad, right? So I had proper knowledge and tutelage from my mama. My mama was a disciplinarian. We know it's other people in the hood, they mama's not disciplinarian, so they run wild, right? We know other people in the hood, they mama and them didn't grow up on love. They grew up on survival, so they taught that to their kids, and so they only think in survival all the time. You know what I mean? So people are different ways in the hood. You know what I mean? But regardless of me being raised one way and some other people being raised other ways, I still can be amongst my people though. I'm not too good to sit amongst them. So giving Jigga that out for, oh, who would blame him for not wanting to show up at the BET Awards? Look how they dress. That's not a good out to me. Because them your people in BET, they always trying to celebrate Beyonce and Jay. Always giving Beyonce these awards. Beyonce never there to accept the awards or none of that, right? And whenever the Grammys call, they run right over there. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I do feel like, yo, you came, Jigga a capitalist, man. He gonna go where the money at. And I believe Jigga probably didn't really see no real benefit to him being at the 50 years of hip hop celebration, because he ain't making no money with that appearance. You know what I mean? And I don't think he really values being amongst his contemporaries and being amongst hip hop legends in the same way that Nas does. I really don't. We've heard about a little contentiousness relationship between him and LL Cool J. I don't know how true that is. We've heard how he can come off amongst other people, like how he can kind of have like a presence, like he the biggest thing in the room at times, and that made him one of my favorite rappers, because he had that air about him in his music, and he can talk that stuff and talk and pop all that fly stuff that I really liked. I liked that bravado in the music. However, if you got that bravado in your real everyday persona, that could be off-putting to people, and you cannot want to be around folks because you kind of feel like, hey, I don't really want to be in the mix with them like that. You know what I mean? Especially because them elder statesmen ain't finna be running up under Jay like that. You know, they're going to be happy to see him, though. And yeah, like, I don't think Jay is really into hip hop. Like, I think, again, he loves it, but he's not in love with it, hip hop, like that. Nas is in love with hip hop. Nas gonna work with the young producers, the old producers. He gonna give the young hip hop artists praise. He gonna work with the young hip hop artists. You know what I mean? He gonna make his presence known and come to some of these shows. He gonna be backstage saluting them, hugging them, embracing them in ways that I don't really see Jigga doing unless it's at the Rock Nation brunch. Let's be honest. And again, I'm more of a Jigga fan than I am a Nas fan. But as a person, and I can see Nas being more down to earth and more like into hip hop, in love with hip hop than Jigga. I've talked about Jigga's capitalist ways. I've spoken about how, like, you know, when Jigga got that deal, when Jigga was telling people not to perform at the halftime show for the Super Bowl, he telling Jermaine Dupri, y'all, we not doing that. We standing with Colin Kaepernick. We not performing at these shows. Don't nobody in hip hop perform at these shows. Jigga did all that, stopped everybody from performing at them shows, and then turned around and did a deal with the NFL the next year after that. You know what I mean? Did a deal with the NFL the next year after that. After he told people don't get no money with them or nothing. So Jigga, it's cool to get money with them now because you getting money with them. It's cool to perform because you getting money with them. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? The same way I've often talked about a lot of things that Jigga has done that made me realize he's a pure capitalist. Like, even in my opinion, the man tried to bring cryptocurrency classes to the Marcy projects. Brother, people in the hood don't need a lesson on cryptocurrency that is up and down in value, and it could be hot or cold. Brother, why you didn't just pay them people rent, buy them some food, all of that? They need to eat, they need their rent paid, they need some bills paid, more than some cryptocurrency knowledge that they can't really even get an opportunity to apply because they don't even have no money to put down into that. You know what I mean? A lot of them don't. So it's like, is that for show, brother? You know what I mean? To say, oh, we bring a cryptocurrency. And you got other people that criticize Jay for helping people bringing the Brooklyn Nets, for being monumental in bringing the Brooklyn Nets to Brooklyn, and it gentrifying the area around the Barclays Center, gentrifying Brooklyn. Because, you know, when a business like that, when Barclays get put up, and the places around the Barclays, the rent gets driven up. And it pushes people that look like me and Jigga, it pushes us out because we don't have the money to be in them areas the same way that a lot of affluent white people have, a lot of affluent non-black people have. So that we get dispersed and get spread and get sent away, and other people come into them areas that black people used to reside in. You know what I mean? So yeah, Jigga has done a lot of capitalistic things, man. Again, with that, when he did that, Colin Kaepernick saying, and Jermaine Dupri them, hey, we standing with Cap, we ain't performing. And then he took the money the next year. That was the equivalent of Rico. When Rico seen Mitch was trying to get what was the little brother name on Paid in Full. Mitch was trying to get his little brother back, and he's like, I got 16 bricks. And Cameron said, "That's 16 bricks right there. That's 16 bricks right there, there." And then popped Mitch for the bricks. and unalive Mitch for the bricks. It was equivalent to Jigga doing it to Cap. Oh man, that's that's 100 mil right there. You got 20 million for me, 30 million. Oh, I gotta get that. Forget Colin Kaepernick. Forget all of what I said. And but people, and again, I love Jigga's music, but I always got to keep it a buck with what I see from what he does and how he kind of moves, and he always moves like a capitalist for the most part. But yeah, I don't really think he is in love with hip hop the same way Nas is, man. Nas didn't work with Hit Boy, everybody, Lil Durk, everything. I don't see Jay working with none of them because he feel like he's above working with them type of people. And he don't love hip hop the way to embrace the younger generation like that. And even to be around your old elder statesman, I don't think Jay really cares about being around his elder statesman unless there's money involved, unless he's getting paid to do so. Which is crazy because Jigga owes everything to hip hop. Hip hop changed his family's life, literally. Peace.